Hi, this is Ryan Rutke, driver of the number 14 Reynolds Racing Chassis Late Model. You're listening to Thursday Night Thunder on Speedway Digest Radio Network.
Hello and welcome to the May 6th edition of Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder, the most hardcore motorsport program on the internet. It's episode 208 of the series. First off, I'd like to apologize to some of my longtime listeners for the haphazard nature of the show as of late. We've had some issues getting guests on the program, but we're working really hard to try and rectify that. This evening, we were originally scheduled to talk to a representative from Mini about their involvement in Formula E. They had initial interest in coming on the show, and for whatever reason, as it went further down the line, the interest waned, and I apologize for that. I'm hoping to get somebody on from Formula E in the near future. They are coming to the United States once again in June for their event in the New York City area, so hopefully we get to talk to someone from the Formula E series at that point. I also talked to a representative of a PR rep from Goodyear about having someone on the program tonight representing the Goodyear Tire Company. However, they do a really busy weekend and they're unable to come on as well. But we're hoping to have someone on from Goodyear in the near future as well. I'm also reaching out to all different sorts of people, including you, my loyal listeners. So if you're interested in coming on the program, if you're a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner, if you're just a huge fan of the sport, please contact me and get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 15 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. Now, the easiest way to do that is to go to speedwaydigest.com, look me up in the racing news section. You'll find a lot of articles by me down there. Is the easiest way to get in touch with me to come on the program here. And as I said, we'd love to hear from you. This is the Throwback Weekend at Darlington International Speedway for the NASCAR official Throwback Weekend, the Goodyear 400. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, is the title sponsor of this weekend race as part of the official Throwback Weekend of NASCAR, culminating on May 9th. The Goodyear 400 will mark Goodyear's first race entitlement in North America for this season. A tradition that drivers and fans look forward to each year, Throwback Weekend pays tribute to NASCAR's racing roots in numerous ways, including the use of vintage paint schemes on stock cars. There are a bunch of amazing vintage paint schemes this weekend. If you want to, you can check some of them out on speedwaydigest.com. There have been a few stories about that. You can also check out your favorite driver on social media. They've been posting a bunch of different possible paint schemes for this weekend. I know that Bubba Wallace actually had one for the upcoming sponsorship by Dr. Pepper, so be sure to check that out there. To celebrate this weekend, Goodyear is introducing the Goodyear 400 Sweepstakes, giving fans the chance to win exclusive throwback-inspired prizes. Three grand prize winners will receive one Goodyear Blue Streak tire, 3 limited edition Goodyear 400 race posters, and 1 Goodyear 400 branded hat. 3 first place winners each receive 1 Goodyear 400 branded hat and 3 limited edition race posters. Fans can enter the Goodyear 400 Sweepstakes now through May 18th on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Enter via Twitter. Comment your favorite NASCAR memory and Goodyear Sweepstakes post with hashtag Goodyear 400 Sweepstakes, all one word. To learn more details on how to enter and read official sweepstakes rules, visit woobox.com. JBWZ3Y. That's woobox.com/JB3ZW3Z. Excuse me. woobox.com/JBWZ3Y. In keeping with this weekend's throwback theme, Goodyear is replacing the yellow eagle logo on the sidewalls of its racing tires with a vintage Blue Streak sidewall design. The Blue Streak tires will include white Goodyear lettering and a white logo to reflect the design of NASCAR tires used in the 1960s and 70s. Limited edition Goodyear 400 Goodyear 400 hats feature a retro design and commemorative logo and be worn by the winning driver at Victory Lane. Goodyear is also introducing a select run of throwback posters that were designed and written in the style of decades past, giving fans a chance to win their own limited edition prints. Now, it's going to be a good weekend there in Darlington. There's a bunch of different races going on. Be sure to check out speedwaydigest.com for full details about this weekend's action. As I stated, we do not have a lot of stuff this evening. We are in A little bit of transition here on the program as we recently lost our longtime co-host, Michael Mullally. Paulo, who's decided to focus on her domestic career there as a wife and future educator of the state of Washington. We wish her all the luck in the world and wish her husband a speedy recovery as he just had an accident at his workplace recently. So hopefully everything goes well for him. While we stand by and get ready and think about what's going to be next on the program, let's go ahead and listen to a selection from Ron Pastana and the pit crew. This is Crazy About Sprint Car. Once again, that was Crazy About Sprint Cars from Ron Pastana and the Pit Crew. You can find that by searching for Ron Pastana and the Pit Crew in your favorite search engine. Nothing better than honoring the past and paying tribute to the folks that paved the way for what we know as the NASCAR Cup Series today. Weekend at Darlington Raceway. The NASCAR heroes of today and next year will come together to celebrate Throwback Weekend as the series competes in the 12th race of the season, the Goodyear 400, on Sunday, May 9th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Be on Fox Sports 1, MRN, and Sirius XM satellite radio. Many of the drivers will be paying tribute this past weekend. the past this weekend with special paint schemes on their cars. For a full detailed list of the paint schemes and car participating, visit NASCAR.com's 2021 Throwback Weekend Photo Gallery. Darlington Raceway is the perfect stage for the Throwback Weekend. The historic 1.366 mile egg-shaped paved oval has hosted 119 NASCAR Cup Series races dating back to 1950. The raceway was built as a 1.25 mile paved superspeedway in 1949 through 1950 and hosted the first 500-mile race in NASCAR history and the first asphalt race on September 4th, 1950. A total of 75 cars competed in the inaugural event, and Curtis Turner won the pole at 82.034 miles per hour. And the race was won by Johnny Mance, driving a Plymouth at 75.25 miles per hour. The race took 6 hours, 38 minutes, and 40 seconds to complete. Since then, Darlington Raceway has undergone some changes through the years. In 1953, the track was remeasured to 1.375 miles. Then in 1970, the track was reconfigured again to 1.366 miles, following the spring race of that season. The track was repaved in 1995 and then again prior to the 2008 season. Over the years, the historic facility has become known amongst the competitors as the track too tough to name. In total, 119 Cup Series races has produced 51 pole winners and 51 different race winners. 6 of the 51 NASCAR Cup Series pole winners at Darlington Raceway are active this weekend. Kevin Harvick with 2 poles, Kurt Busch with 2 poles, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Newman, Denny Hamlin, and William Byron each have 1 pole. NASCAR Hall of Famer David Pearson leads the series in poles at Darlington with 12, 1967, 1970, 1972, 1973, 1975, 1976, 1977, 1978, and 1982. Kurt Busch in 2001 and 2013, and Kevin Harvick in 2014 and 2017 lead all active drivers in poles at Darlington with 2 each. This weekend's Goodyear 400 will be 293 laps, which comprises 400.2 miles. 100.2 will be broken up into 3 stages. The first stage, 90 laps, second stage, 95 laps, and final stage is 108 laps. The starting lineup for this weekend's Goodyear 400 was determined by metric qualifying. As a result, Team Penske's Brad Keselowski will start from the pole, and Stewart Haas Racing's Kevin Harvick, the defending winner of the race last season, will join Keselowski on the front row. As most of you have been following in the past several years, NASCAR is moving into the future with their next-generation car. The next-gen car is a collaboration of the brightest engineering minds in racing, with contributions coming from all sides of the NASCAR and automotive industry. The design of the next-gen car gives the drivers greater control while putting an emphasis back on race strategies, team personnel, and vehicle setup. While wind tunnels and computer simulations play an important role in racing, they want the competition to remain focused on the racetrack. Technology is at the forefront of the next-gen car. The platform implements new technologies that are more relevant to what NASCAR manufacturers offer in their street cars, as well as technology that will bring fans closer to the sport than ever before. While the current car was designed to give Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota the unique identities on the track, the next-gen car goes much further in returning the stock car look to NASCAR. The next-gen cars give manufacturers greater latitude to incorporate features into the race body that better replicate the look and feel of the street car. A sleek new design has lowered the greenhouse, shortened the deck lid, and widened the track width of the car, giving more of a coupe look. The body is fully symmetrical, which will reduce aerodynamic forces and put an emphasis back on the race car setup and driver control. The new composite material is more durable and will allow more beating and banging without loss of performance. Plus, new 18-inch forged aluminum wheels and wider Goodyear tires better replicate what is found on passenger cars and allows for softer tire compound. But it's not just the styling taken to the next level. Upgrade specs to modern passenger vehicle technology, including independent rear suspension, steering, and larger brakes, were also added. A new transaxle combines the transmission and rear gears into one package, with an eye on the future, the ability to incorporate electrification. The bottom of the car is sealed with an underwing, and a rear diffuser will help with handling traffic and reduce dirty air. Hood louvers will allow teams to maximize engine performance independent of aerodynamics. And a redesigned chassis features new front and rear bumpers for increased safety. Both the front and rear clips bolt on the center section for easy serviceability and damage repair. And to top it all off, upgrade car connectivity will allow for an in-car camera in every vehicle, with the ability to bring fans more real-time data in the future. Now, it sounds like that's going to be an interesting thing there in NASCAR with the car of tomorrow, the next-gen car. Should be pretty cool to see how that goes over the next few years, and whether it ends up being as popular as the car of tomorrow wasn't or whether it ends up being a true glimpse into the future of racing. They did mention electrification, which is an interesting thing. I know that next season, the NHRA was going to have an electric series as part of their Pro Stock series. You can check that out. I did post an article on SpeedwayDigest.com about that in the past few days, entitled NHRA Goes Electric. So be sure to check that out there. Now, it's going to be a good time to check out racing this weekend. One of the other things that was recently announced was an announcement by Robert Wiggins, the former IndyCar star who suffered a horrendous crash a couple of years ago, and is now planning a return to automotive racing competition, racing at least one race in the Veloster for Brian Herta Autosport. You can also check that out on SpeedwayDigest.com in the Racing News section. It's going to be a good time this season in racing. I know the IndyCar race in St. Petersburg a few weeks ago, Pato O'Ward, friend of the show, in the program, I believe, 3 times now, actually finishing in first place. It's a great thing for Pato O'Ward. Congratulate him greatly. And he comes back on the show to tell us more about it in the future. He did not take the time out to contact him after the race because I wasn't in town when it did take place, but it will be on my list of people to contact soon. See if he wants to come back on the program. We did actually have the chance one time to talk to Pato as he was testing, which was kind of awesome to hear the background noise. It wasn't exactly the best interview, but it was pretty good radio. And I invite you to check that out, the past episode. You can search for that by going to SpeedwayDigestRadio.podbean.com. One of the past episodes is listed in the description. Be sure to check it out. We're not going to make it a very long program this evening, basically because the weather outside is frightful. It's a little bit stormy, and I don't want to have a problem with the connection any more than I have already. We are hoping to have a great guest on the program next week, although I cannot tell you who it is. I am going to be checking out my contacts in the next few days and trying to get a few more guests lined up in the next few weeks. Again, if you're interested in coming on the show and you have a unique perspective to tell us about your racing heritage, we'd love to hear from you. Go to SpeedwayDigest.com. Check out my profile in the Racing News section and contact me there. Be sure to check out past episodes of Thursday Night Thunder, as well as the other shows on the Speedway Digest Radio Network at SpeedwayDigest.podbean.com. You can also check out the show on Facebook by searching for Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder in the search bar. I also invite you to read the articles covering all aspects of motorsports at SpeedwayDigest.com. I did post quite a few articles today, and the occasion to try and keep up with the articles we've been posting. I posted a whole lot last week. So be sure to check that out at SpeedwayDigest.com. In addition, if you're a fan of South Florida and who isn't, be sure to check out the latest news and information about our Slice of Paradise at my fairly new site for Warpland's Fantastic Finds. Today we posted a bunch of interesting news, some stuff about the fair, posted 2 good articles about the fair. The South Florida Fair, which starts tomorrow and runs through the end of the month. Be sure to check that out. You can check out the show on Facebook. Again, check it out by going and searching for it for Warpland's Fantastic Finds. And also on Twitter, that's at for Warpland, FABORPLUMBS, or at PBHappening, PBHAPPENING. And also, be sure to head to ForWarpland'sFantasticFinds.wordpress.com. That's FABORPLUMBS, FantasticFinds.wordpress.com. Thank you for listening. We look forward to seeing you again next week in the Thunderdome as we discuss the issues in the world of modern auto racing. Thanks again. See you next week.